This is Hey Garden Guy answering your questions you've sent in to us via the website, which is heygardenguy.com, and all you have to do is submit your question, give us your email address, and then we will in turn, in a very short period of time, day or less, we will answer those questions because they're timely questions that you have during your garden season. Or you can go to Hey Garden Guy Charlie Stocker on the Facebook page or the YouTube page. We will answer those same questions at that point too. You can view them in terms of what other people have asked on Facebook or YouTube and get a sense of where people are going for the season by looking at those answers. So with that, got a question from Barbra. She's heard a lot about heirloom tomatoes. Heirloom tomatoes. And her question is, what is an heirloom tomato? Well, let me start off by saying heirloom tomatoes are becoming more and more and more popular. And here are the descriptors, if you will, of an heirloom tomato. Number one, it's got to be over 50 years old. It generally predates World War II. It doesn't keep like your F1 hybrids, like your Better Boy or your Better Bush. It doesn't keep like them in terms of just putting it up on the shelf and it lasting a long time. The taste is much more magnificent with heirloom tomatoes. So an heirloom tomato is an open pollinated tomato, which makes it different from an F1 hybrid. And I want to stay real simple. And if you have questions, raise your hand and I'll answer them. But an open pollinated tomato is one where you have the male and female parts on the same plant, which is true for all tomatoes, and by wind or insects, it is pollinated within that particular tomato. So it's induced and the fertilization takes place on that plant. That's why with heirloom tomatoes, you can save them for long periods of time, generation after generation, and the traits of that heirloom tomato basically stay the same, okay? And the taste is what you go after for your heirloom tomatoes. Brandywine is probably one of the best known heirloom tomatoes. If you've not tried any heirloom tomatoes in your garden, know that you're going to have a little bit more problem with the diseases, but the taste is well worth it. Now, a hybrid tomato, on the other hand, I just want to catch this real quick. A hybrid tomato, on the other hand, is where geneticists come in and they will take the best traits of that particular tomato and the best traits of that particular tomato, and they will manufacture fertilization between the two plants, and it becomes an F1 hybrid. Now, when you get an F1 hybrid seed, which is marked on the seed packet, you can't take those seeds and save them at the end of the season out of a particular tomato plant that you really like, because they won't reproduce like your heirloom tomatoes will. So if you've never tried heirloom tomatoes, I suggest you put one or two, a Brandywine, a mortgage lifter, an Amish paste in the repertoire of your tomatoes and see if you think they make a difference. This is Charlie Stocker, the Garden Guy, answering or raising your garden IQ one question at a time.